Very hard to know if this is working. Hello. There seems to be no audio. Well, this is a slow stream. And the video is in reverse too. Very hard to know if this is working. Hello. The time is 10:38. No audio. Cool. So you really need, you need fade. Hello. You do need to get that volume right. And let's see. Okay, so we don't want to be going above that minus 20 on the decibel meter. Hello. And it's doing a pretty good job. But if I'm speaking from over here, does it still work? Not so great. So this is kind of where I want to be at. So I'm going to turn that gain up even more. Wow, that really jumped real quick. Still really quick. Okay. Is that because I'm touching it? No. It's just very sensitive at the top end. Okay. Well, I'm going to be working from about this distance and I'm going to be talking like this. Unlikely. Okay. Figure this out eventually. Stop. I don't know what the fuck a virtual camera is. Output, source, display capture camera. I know my camera's working because I saw it earlier. Ooh, you can snappity snap. There you go. So you can have your chat and everything all in one place. Lovely. Look at that. In fact, this is all but. Okay. Don't know why you need a whole panel for that. Yep, okay. Cool, and you probably don't need it to be so wide. That's your feedback. Well, let's get back to work. Okay, so what I want is all of this to sit within my frame, my sort of column width, 1440 max. And on top of that, I also want it. Interesting. It was already set to 1440. As is that one. It must mean the alignment is wrong. There we go. Okay, so that's going to be aligned now. Using this horizontal alignment. What eventually used to have two tabs, one for live events and one for remote exchanges. I believe I have tabs already in the system, and they're actually a little bit broke, but the visual look and feel I do want to copy, so let's just go to Coral Sheet. Here we go, and there's our tab. Right, so I'll steal this. So I'm going to copy it. This is here's one I made earlier. I'm just going to stick that in anywhere right now. Yeah, you can't. Somewhat frustratingly, oh, you can put it on the root. Okay, super, and it sticks at the bottom. So there's where I want the tabs, and these tabs are going to be probably an option set. So yeah, these are option sets. If you're not familiar with option sets, in the data tab here, option sets. This is stuff that's shared in the browser with the system. They're like mini databases, but they are visible to the browser, all the data in them, so don't put secret stuff in it. But for things like menu options, not a problem. In fact, nothing here I particularly care about, or a user would care about more importantly. So in this case, I'm going to call it tabs and exchanges, because that's the name of this page, plural. And I'm going to have a tab called events, and I don't know how to frame this. I'm going to do groups like that, groups for now. And then we're going to change this from tab coral detail, which was the other option group, to tab exchanges. There it is. And then we're going to go, just clear that, start again. So all tab exchanges. So that's going to return those two options from that option set. So a quick refresh of the page, see where we're at. Oh, beautiful, it didn't do that. Why didn't it do it? Probably because I haven't figured out the rest. Yeah, here we go. So type of content here. What I did to the first one was set this option set. And I just want to basically carry that all the way down. So this one is current sales tab exchanges. So this is a repeating group, which is one of the most powerful features in Bubble for looping through things. In this case, we're looping through this option set. We've set the data sources, all tabs exchanges, which is all of the items in that option group. Then within that, I've got a group that has each individual label. And it's already renamed these, so I copied these. These are all for the coral, for whatever that thing was last time. But Bubble.io site learned that I've changed the content type and I've changed the parent source, and just goes ahead and changes the rest of them for me, because it wouldn't work if it didn't. Right, and there you go, I've got events and groups now. So that's sort of step one of this exercise. I'm just going to fix the layout again. So get rid of the minimum width, and I'll just check it 1440 there for the max width. Make sure it's centered, and then the tab itself. Should we do that? I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. Not so great. What I kind of want is that line to live underneath, and then have full width. So let's put that border against this. Right, it looks like I did that once before. And I think the difference is with the previous one, I have like an active colour. Oh yeah, I do want that though, don't I? Okay, undo, I've just done that. Will it take my undos? Oh no, it is sort of not what I want to undo. Okay, so we'll change that fit to width. So, okay, it's taking that off. So these are going to be really widely spread out, I believe. Yep, and then even when I max width this to 1440, they're still going to be like aligned, kind of out of kilter. Always forgetting to centre align, and still really wide. Because the minimum width is set to 100. I don't like how the responsive engine, air quotes, works in bubble. Okay, so yeah, they're like 50-50 width. I don't want them to be that wide. I want them to be the width they need to be. So if I do that, they're going to be really close. Oh, they're not really close, they're really wide apart. Let's have a look at how this is working. Stretch columns fit horizontal width, that's not what we want. There we go, okay, you can see it now. And then we do want to put some separators in there, so I think separator of 8. Actually, I lie, I'm not going to have separators, I'm going to use padding on this box. And I'm going to do 8 and 8 there, and then that will give us this nice like gap, but the line will stay constant. I think I'm going to make it wider, just so there's some real separation on the hitbox, like clear hitbox target. Yeah, it's better. And I don't often do a margin underneath, but we'll pop one there just to give that some breathing space. The next part of the logic now is to style, not to style, but to set the custom states. So the custom state is just like a variable that you can set. You set it to anywhere. So most people set it on the index. If you've got a lot, this could get really long. So I always put it on like the parent of the thing that you're acting on, and then you can have more without this list getting unmanageable. You'll see what I mean. So I'm going to call this active tab. Also, you can be a bit more blasé with your naming because it's, you know, the context of it, given the scope of what it's attached to. Do I need to set this as tab exchanges? I think I do. Yes, there we go. So it's basically this custom state is one of the values from the option set that I made earlier. I'm going to default to events, and then when we click on one of these, add a workflow, I'm going to set the state of the thing, set the state of the element, and it was called, this is where it might get a bit trickier, because I've forgotten what I've called it, and if it's the index, it's usually the name of the page. This is called tabs RG. Okay. So tabs RG, and the custom. Oh no, tabs. Parent group tabs. Hey, come on. Like just tabs. There we go. Once you find the right element, and this is why again index is easier for a lot of people, because you just find that top one, exchanges there. If there's custom states, it lists them, and then the value here is going to be current sales exchange. I think that's it. Yeah, you don't need to have display. Display is the label, but I just want the value. In this case, the value is the label. then, so let's say, right, okay, what one is, when you click it, make this one active, and then we just have to reflect that in this by, I'm not going to delete this, I'm going to clear it away. Let's get rid of it, one sec. Okay, start from scratch. So, when, and then we want to find tabs. So this one? No. Just just tabs. There we go. And we're in active tab. Display. Ah, yeah. I was just scratching my eye, excuse me. Is current cells tab exchange mouthful, right? Yeah. Then make it blue. Let's see if that's worked. It's worked. There we go. So what I've done is I've created a custom state for that the tabs. This tabs element. Just show you a cool thing, by the way, because that was really throwing me. I'm going to call it tabs container. When I've done that, right, watch how everything gets renamed. So tabs container straight away renamed. If we go to the event, the workflow, tabs container renamed, everything gets renamed straight away. Okay, so I've set a custom state. Then, sorry, that's not the first thing I did. First of all, I created an option set called tabs exchanges, and I put my two tab names in there, events and groups. Then I created a repeating group, or I actually copied one, and the type of content is the option set, tabs exchanges, and the data source is all the values in that option set. And then just make sure it's set to one row, and then set a number of columns, and then it'll just list them all horizontally. If you've got it on a cell container layout row, it'll go vertically. If you do that, I believe, maybe you have to do it in conjunction with the switching from rows to columns. I don't know. Have an experiment around. I'm always doing it like this with horizontal tabs. In any case, once that is done, you have to create an event on the group. So you have to group it, or at least have something. It's just easier to style a tab one by better with the label in a group. So on this parent, I've got to edit workflow. And just one last thing, which is true of anything like this in Bubble, is you've got type of content and you need to use it. Again, you just on every group, I go ahead and I select that, and because this is a repeating group and this is the sort of container, you can set the current cells. So this is the value of the item in the loop. So it will go the first one 0 will be going as groups, and the second one's events, or the other way around. And it will just loop through them. If you don't use the group here, you have to set it against this, and then you can kind of only use it once. Whereas here you can say, okay, I can have loads of things in here, and they're all just sourced from the parent group. Anyway, I do a edit workflow. Basically, edit workflow says, when you click on this, you get that one. You set the custom state, and then it's this current cells, current cell that I'm clicking on. You take that, and you set it as, you set a custom state as whichever one's been clicked. Then you add a condition to style whichever one is currently the custom states active tab here that I set called active tab. In this case, I just set a blue border. And now what you need to do is you need to actually toggle some content as well as just the tabs themselves. So let's first of all I hide these, so I can do collapse when hidden, remove the presentation, my element is visible on page. I do that for both my tabs. These are my two tab sections. I've got event exchange, remote exchange, and then you set a conditional against those, very similar to the state of the active tab. So let's do it. When tabs, tabs container, I've called it now, custom state of active tab is, and in this case this is the remote, so I've called it remote in the group, in the elements tree group, but in the option set remote exchange is called groups. I'll probably fix that in a second. So when this is true, we'll just make this one visible. And you don't need to do the converse when it's not hidden, because its default state is hidden, so just when this is no longer true, it will become hidden again. And I'm going to rename remote group to group exchange, so that's a bit easier to get my head around. And I've also got the repeating group fixed as well there. Right, event exchange. So when last time container tabs, active tab is, this is the event one. Yep, and we'll make that visible as the first option. Let's have a goose, see if that's worked. Beautiful, and what I can see here is my table header needs to move up. None of this lines up right now anyway. I'm going to try and make this mobile friendly. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to manage this. Oh, interesting that you can't see the whole screen. Is that correct? No. Oh. I think you can see enough of it, but you can't see all the interface on the left. Is there a way of like end broadcast changing the video screen size or output? Yep. Well, certainly is long. There we go. Well, you definitely need a second screen though, don't you? Right, anyway, I'm going to crack on. Right, I need some data in my system. So the next thing I want to do is have two tables populated. So, tenants, this is where, these are my gigs, the events. I should rename these to exchanges. Or why don't I just rename tenant to exchange? I get a bit confusing. Let's call it exchange, see what happens. Please don't break. I always worry when you do something that drastic. Exchange name. If invite, yes. was this called? Oh yeah, that wasn't that's exchange name. This was event question mark. Yes, no. Okay, let's look at some of these events that I've got going on here. Look at this one. This one is Love the Reef. It is an invite gig. Look where those are. Don't know what Slug does to us, never used it. So we've got one real event. Let's do 2 real events because they both have tickets. Frag Fest is also an invite. And now let's do. Nope. Hold on. Why do I need it to be an event and invite? Seems like a good duplication of data there. What was I doing with these? Feckin' aura. Can I see my instant utilisation of this? Event, yes. I'm gonna just. What was it before? I should pay more attention to what I was doing. Right now I don't really need both, so I'm going to delete invite because that's confused.com. Yeah. Oops. Oh dear. No. Event date not applicable. Not applicable. Frag.exchange and https www.ultimatereef.com and we'll just do UI Q. Right, so we've got one exchange. Let's make up another one. Let's do Essex Reefers Club. Essex Reefers Club Facebook. We won't have a URL for that one. Leave the thing blank. We're gonna do nationwide because we're not gonna use zones. They're shit. They're eastern, southeast, and eastern. Nobody knows what's going on. Hello. No chat. Make yourself known. Anyways. Where was I? I was creating 2 lists in Bubble, and now I am going to, now that I've populated some data for each one, I'm actually going to make this happen. So these are the remote exchanges. Are these both called event list? No, this one's called exchange group. This one's called should really name these the same. Exchange group. Call it repeating group or RG exchange, and I will call this group because it's a group, and this one an event because it's an event. Okay, so I've got these exchanges, but I need to put a constraint on the exchange that it is. In this case, this is the event, so it has to be an event. Boom. Right, so that should just give me the 3 or 4 events, and then I'll do the same thing for this one. So it's an event, it is equal to no in this case. And if I just refresh my page, there's my 3 live events, there's my 2 remote events or groups. Cool, I'm getting there. So groups. This is the group one. So let's get the name rather than the location first. This one's a bit trickier, so let's see. Parent group exchange. And then from there, how would I get the count of corals? It's a different data type. So I just wrap it in a group real quick. And then instead of exchange, I'm going to do corals, and I'm going to do I'm going to do a search for here. I'm going to do a search for corals, and we're going to add some constraints where the coral, right, so its ticket. Oh, I've done this before, so the way my database is set up, this is a bit of a tour. So we do ticket. No, we have to do the filtered by thing. Okay. So let's go to filtered by, and then we're going to do a search for. Can we do user? Ticket. No, do you know what? I'm going to remind myself how I did that another time. And for now, it really isn't. It's nice to have to show the number of corals in the exchange so that people know that there are corals there to look at before they dive in. For the events, it's not as important because the event will have to start at 0 more often. But for the others, it's kind of a sign of how active it is. I also kind of wanted to show the number of members and things like that. I will literally strip all that out for the time being. Get rid of that too. And I will just put the URL of the event so people can check out the website if it has one. And then I am going to put a link to join it, because these ones are going to be free to join for everybody at present. At least they're going to be completely open. So I'm going to have 2 of these. I'm going to have join event, user plus, yeah, that'll do. And then just vertically align these. each one people can join. When they press that, it's going to do some magic to set them up an account. I haven't even thought about how it's going to work yet, but we'll get there in due course. And then this one here, see what we should make these fixed width to. Let's do 200. Really, okay, again, I'm going to defer this harder thing to later. Not that important. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that, okay. Oh, we're going to have to, aren't we? Pants, okay, 240. And this one's going to be 2, just to get these headers to align, otherwise it's going to look really rubbish. This is probably still going to look rubbish on a mobile because these headers are going to stack, but we kind of want to switch it to a card design at that point. Yeah. Okay. Let's just left align this one as well. So in order to do that, I'm going to spread them out. These two are going to be in a row over here. Super. Yeah, looks about right. Yeah. So look. Yeah, no. Oh, there's this one. Yeah, cool. The button's hidden because I set it to not be visible. And the user has to be logged in. Well, that's not true right now. But also, this button doesn't go anywhere. It takes it to the dashboard of the current sales exchange. But that will break because they will not have the exchange assigned to them. So they'll see nothing. Let's just ditch for now. Get rid and we'll figure out what our lit are. Meanwhile, let's work on this one. Just going to fix width these for now. We know that's all a massive pain in the rectum, so we're not going to do that now. How come this one's... It's got a column gap of 16, this one has a column gap of 8, there we go. This is incredibly slow and boring if you're watching along. Okay, and then that's fine. Where's that button? Current users logged in. Oh, that needs to be smaller, so that needs to show up when the user, the current user is signed in and they have a ticket to that event. That's how it works. And then the remote ones, from the workflow perspective, when you hit join, you're going to have to, well, there's two things that can happen. First of all, you've got to check if they have a ticket for the group, and if they do, then this is go to event or go to exchange. They should both say go to exchange. Oops. Go to exchange. There should be two of these. One is join event, one is go to exchange. So if they are not logged in at all, then it will say show join event, and it'll take them to the sign up. And then I'm going to need to figure out a way of creating them an account and checking if they already have an account. So we'll be using their email address, I assume. We'll have to figure that out, and then the go to exchange will be if they have a ticket for the exchange, and they're also logged in. So given that we don't have any of this ready right now, that one's hidden, that one's hidden. I'm going to also hide that, and I'm going to hide that. That's not very good, because it assumes someone has access to everyone, and they'll crash it, but they'll get a blank screen. It will go very wrong for them. Let's have a look where we're at. Ooh. Okay. I thought that when you did that, it would truncate the text. Well, do you know what? At this juncture, we can make this one fluid width. Same for that one. What I've done. Yep, perfect. Okay, this one's got a date range in it, and there's some exchanges. Let's do away with the double line, because that's going to throw people. So let's take away the min height. I don't know why it says it's 40 height. That is quite large. Go down to 8. So let's just line some stuff up, make it look a little bit neater. Okay, see what we got now. Yeah, looks a bit better. And then lastly, get rid of min height. Get rid of that. We'll add that to here instead. And then we will add the border. So we've already done it once, done it twice. Yeah, So as predicted, we've got this yucky kind of double line. I think we can get around that by doing this. Or not. Well, let's bring that back then. And okay, so I think one of them is 2 pixels. No. 2 and 2, right? I'm pretty sure it's this one that is the -2. Oh, I've messed up there somewhere. I'm basically trying to move. That's padding, so it's not going to work on padding. It's going to be more. It's going to be on the margins. There we go. Right. But the Z index and this overflow. So I think I can get rid of the scroll with fixing the height. But now I've also pantsed up the positions. Okay. I don't think that worked. Ooh. I kind of do want that to be 40, don't we? Hey, why is it? Let's just sign in. God, it's painfully slow, isn't it? Hey, even that's not working. Come on. I'm not having a good day today. Got a little header. This element's fit into its content, change this in its alignment. Right, I see. Okay, so this way. Let's navigate to go to page. It's sign in, isn't it? Sign in. Lovely. Right. What have Tabs container has a giant. Okay. So I'm mucking around with the. Just get rid of it for now. We will remove said border. Could you put it on the tabs container? No, because it's 40 height for sure. Get rid of the margin. Put the margin on this container instead. That'd be much better. Okay. What if I put the border on this? Pretty sure it's still not going to work. If you go here, didn't seem to do anything. Yep, okay. So we have a border against this on the bottom, 2 pixels. So this, if we move this down, don't think that's going to work. Nope, I think it just pushes it all down. I thought doing that would work. Yeah, there it is. I've done it. Why such a mission? I thought I copied and pasted that whole thing, but no. Right, that will do for now. We've got a list of events. We need to figure out the login in part. Let's sign in. This is another mystery because I've got this connected to SendGrid, but I've got absolutely no idea which SendGrid account. I can't seem to access any. Let's check my email. How do I stop sharing? I won't check my email. I'll just log in as one. Okay. I've got a whole ton of dead cards here that all need deleting. I think I need a back end workflow to clear the carts after 24 hours. It's very stable.